do a financial strategy session so you can get on the right track, and let us know if you would like to be part of our team. We're a big family, so let us know if you would like to be part of us, okay? Thank you for coming out. We've got cupcakes and everything, but come check out the office. Like,
Welcome, friend. We are excited to help you discover your new look. My name is Shanidra Matthews, and I started Amara 2 Classy Boutique to help women find classy and chic items for all sizes. It's not like the store experience. If we don't have your size, you can go on our website and purchase your size in your favorite outfit.
Hello, everyone. This is your girl Shanidra with Let's Dig Deep. Yes, indeedy, if you can hear me clearly. Now, as I break this title down so you can be found wearing your crown, there's no backing down now. Now, at the sound of my voice, you have a choice, okay? It's time to take accountability for your actions. Your actions. You're the one that's stopping you. It's you. You are the issue. I know, don't nobody want to hear that they are the issue. Besides me. I don't want to hear it from nobody else but God. But, that's what it is. Accountability. Growing up and taking accountability. Recognizing your actions. That's it. As I was typing myself down, every time God downloads stuff, I'm just typing. I have like almost a 10-page letter to myself of God's download for today, because I thought I was going to say this later on today, but God just kept pressing me, and I'm just sitting here because I'm trying to get more sleep. That's what my goal was, thinking of myself at the moment. I was like, oh, let me hurry up. Oh, God, that's good. Okay, yeah. Let me, I'm just typing everything up, sending it to myself, typing it up. I'm like, oh, wow, and God is like, he's still pouring, and I'm just still typing it up. And he'll let you get tired. Like, he's like, okay, I gave you the freedom, so, if you want to keep typing, and, while I'm hyping you up right now, do you, boo? So when I recognized that, my actions was not giving me the results that I wanted, which was laying back down and, resting. Because when I looked at the time, I was just like, oh, I still got time to go to sleep. Like, that's what I was thinking. But I'm thankful that I'm not asleep. I'm not spiritually sleeping. I'm not literally sleeping. So thank you, Lord. for waking me up this morning, for allowing me to see, walk, talk, breathe, move here, and all the things that you continuously do. I just want to thank you for that. So I'm thankful to be up. I'm glad he woke me up. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up. I'm not complaining about getting up. But what he is telling me and what he woke me up all this morning saying was the reason why they cry is because they deny me. They don't consult with me. Not me, Shanidra, not Shanidra, but the Almighty. Y'all don't consult with my Father. I say this on every video. Every video I say the same thing. Every video. You're not consulting with my Father. Tell y'all about David. But God was talking about David again this morning. And I was like, and he was like, the reason why you straight, you're not worried. Well, everybody that called me, asked me who I was voting for, they'll tell you. I said, God, you didn't go to the polls and vote? No, I didn't. And I'll say it live. I didn't vote. I told everybody that my vote was in God. That's all my trust and faith is in. That's what it is. So I didn't care which way it goes. So no, I didn't go to the polls. Just because I saw everybody doing it, that didn't make me want to do it. I've always been strong-minded, so that's just what it is. I did not vote. Wasn't going to vote. Wasn't going to talk about this. But God has me to talk about this part. And he said, the reason why you're not scared and you don't care is because you see me everywhere. You see me in everything. And I do. I've watched God just defeat my enemies like it's like they, like it never existed. Like, wow. Like the things he does for his child, it's like, wow. Like, I mean, making something out of nothing. I mean, this is what he do. Like, but people that are not true don't know what to do. That's what he said. They don't have the slightest clue. They're walking around here like a fool because they refuse to do what he tells them to do. And I tell y'all what he tells you to do every day. Lean not into your own understanding, but to acknowledge God in all of your ways and allow God to direct your path so that you can last. I say this all the time. Seeking you shall find. All this, you will not continue to be in a bind. But you don't trust God. You don't put your faith in God. That's what it is. That's the reality of your actions. Like I tell my own child, my son, it will show in your actions. How am I supposed to know if you start doing this, start doing the work? It's just going to flow. I can't even talk no more. Everything that I say is the Bible all day. And people think, oh, you just over spiritual, you're over this, you're over religious. God is not a religion. He said, I am that I am. He didn't say I am a religion. Like, get that nonsense, foolishness out of here, please. That's number one. What we not gonna do. Like my apostle used to say, he was like Shanidra would say, what we not gonna do. What we not gonna do is continue to be boo-boo the fool. That's what we not gonna do. But he said, I'm going into the battle like David. I go into all my battles like David. I'm equipped by the Lord. I say this all the time. I'm equipped by the Lord. I tell y'all, I did not go to school for nothing that I am doing now. I went for business management, but if y'all look at my grades, y'all think, oh my goodness. Because I was pregnant and all this other stuff. I didn't even, it was a lot. So that had nothing to do with the reality of if I know how to be in business or not. It's a doing. Business is a doing. It's not something that you can just read about. It's something you have to do to get the clue of how to do what you're supposed to do in your field, what God has you to do. But there was another thing that God was saying. Because I don't even have my notes or nothing, because I was just, it's a lot. But he was the one that was dropping it, so he ain't stopping it. But he was saying, like, we just keep going into battles with a paddle. Like, we think that, thank you, he brought it back. He said that we think that we are equipped by school and doing what we are told to do, like, by the way of the world. See, we are in this world, but we're not supposed to do the things of this world. We're not of this world. Period. So the way I do things is not the way that the world tells me to do things. That's why things seem strange. That's why, things are going to go against me because I'm not doing it the world's way. Period. That's just what it is, and don't care. So he's saying that his people are choosing. I said this in my other videos, but he said we are choosing their way over his way. And then we wonder why we getting led astray because we continue to disobey him all day, every day. So we don't do what he say. We literally try to think that school, and I want to do this, but this is what the world has taught you to do. If I want to do this, I can be whatever I want to be, what I choose to be. Well, I keep telling y'all, I did not choose my calling. That's where a lot of y'all are falling by trying to choose your own calling. I did not choose none of my calling. None of it. And I say, oh Lord, yeah, choose me to break generational curses. Oh Lord, choose me to prophesy. Choose me to have visions. Choose me. I didn't say none of that. I'm thankful, to my Father, but I didn't never tell myself that this is what I was going to be doing. I told y'all that I said back in 2020 when he started me on this live stuff, because I wasn't doing live like this, especially talking about real stuff with people. And I was like, they don't understand me. I'm going to be too deep because everybody be like, oh Lord, here comes Shanita. She going to go all around. You ain't got to say all of that and all. People don't want to hear facts and truth. So when I didn't realize who I was talking to, but when the Lord had told me to be on live and talk in front of people and all that stuff, I was like, I don't do that. I'm a photographer. I'm behind the camera. I don't like being in front of the camera. And, this is what I said, And then when God knocked me in the head, and he was like basically, who you talking to? I'm the one that gave you that mouth. Period. I told y'all he gave me Moses at the time that I was telling him that I wasn't going to be on live. I didn't know I was telling him. Let me make that very clear, because if I realized who I was talking to, I would have, But I was like, yeah, I don't do videos. I don't go in front of the camera. I'm not a model. I'm not this. I'm not that. People can't tell me, but God can. I will listen to my Father. But when he told me to go live, I thought that I wasn't, that wasn't for me. I mean, I don't do lives. I don't get in front of the camera. I don't this and that. But I do now, I didn't choose to do this, but I did choose to do it. Thank you, Lord. You see how I get corrected like that? I did. Because I already knew what it is and what it's going to be, I already see what the Almighty, honey. You can look at me funny if you want to, but honey, it's not always about the money. But people will always try to tell me, well, I feel like, again, I hear feel so much and it's so real to my ears because I told y'all that my apostle, I was like, I feel like, people needed this and I need to, like I told y'all when I wanted to move like years ago. I was like, I feel like I need to move. I need to get out of here. I'm sick of this, sick of that, whatever. And he was like, no, ma'am, this is not the time. No, ma'am. You don't move on your feelings. And I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's what I do. But God was like, no, this is not the time. And I was like, oh. So that wasn't just my apostle. That's you saying it. Oh. Because we don't deal in our feels. Because when we deal in our feels, we're dealing in our flesh. And look at this mess that your flesh got you in again. Your flesh. You didn't want to talk to God, but I see people like, oh, why he allowing this? And well, if you knew God, you would know how this is going to go. If you knew God. If you weren't walking around here with the fake facade denying God because you're doing things on your own the way you want to do it, how you want to do it, you telling yourself what you going to do, and you do what you do, you boo. So, when you do you boo, and you have to deal and look like a fool, because you want to do you boo, but then you don't want to take no accountability for your actions. Now you scared, because you got yourself in this. You got yourself in this. Your actions. It's time to take accountability for your actions. Again, why he gave me to David was because this is how it's related. He is awesome. It's because he was like, you're not stressed and you're more like David because you've watched me. You've seen me, deliver you out of a lot of things. You've seen me defeat your enemies. You watched me do this. I mean, y'all have seen some stuff that God has done for you too, but y'all look over it, y'all, I don't know. And we all do when we don't know what it is. But we're no longer kids. So God is saying the reason why I'm not scared or whatever and freaking out and all this stuff, and why the reason why I'm upset is because watching believers be so scared. Like, what you scared for? I'm coming to the field. I don't have the world's equipment. No knowledge of anything that, has to do with fighting in a physical war. I know how to fight in the spiritual war, but not in the physical war. I do, but I don't have none of the equipment that the world gave or nothing like that. Because you see what the world gave you, that type of equipment, you still scared. Because you're still depending on them instead of him. So when, them let you down, then you want to blame him and take no accountability. You did not consult with my father. You didn't talk to my father. You made your own decision. Just like I made my own decision. I didn't care about another human being, what they was going to say about me not voting, and that's the problem, and all this ridiculousness. But I know what the real problem is. Nobody voted for God. Nobody swallowed their pride. Nobody talked to God, but now they want to blame God. Adults can't take accountability for their own actions. They got to blame everybody else. Like a child. I deal with children all day, every day. You can't take accountability for your actions, what your decision led you. This is your own decision. Your own decision leads you into these type of situations in every aspect of your life. Like I tell my son, it's showing up in your life everywhere. How are you feeling in Bible? Make it make sense. When you read the Bible all day, every day, you was in Bible quiz, all this stuff that don't make any sense, but you don't do it. So this proves if you don't do it, this is what it is. You're clearly led by the flesh. You're not spiritually led. You're not spiritually fed. You're spiritually dead. Instead, so many people want to quote the Bible. I'm seeing all these quotes all of a sudden now. Oh, okay. Because what yourself, decided to do didn't work. So now you're reaching out and trying to put it on God. And like this was when you didn't swallow your pride. And, the devil is a lie. You all fearful now. Just like David Brothers. Now you looking at me like, David Brothers, what you coming on here for? They looked at David like, what he coming on? Because this is their insecurity speaking out loud. Because they over there scared, and now they as big brothers over here, fearful. And then their little brother coming up, and he like, oh, you just trying to, because you scared? Trying to be mad at me because I done came on the scene. Unafraid. I'm looking like, who is this uncircumcised? Why are y'all scared? The heck he gonna do? He ain't bigger than my father. The heck? So I'm not bothered. They looking at David. They looking at me like, what your little butt gonna do? It's like, but you don't know who I'm coming with. You looking at me, fleshly. But you don't even see who with me. Why I'm not scared, why I don't care, why I'm not bothered. I will watch my father. Y'all don't know what I've been through. I keep telling y'all. But this book, whenever God, when it comes out, when I start, being able to shout this message out, honey, y'all gonna be like, oh my good, really? And y'all see me all the time, every Tuesday and Thursday. Y'all get to see how I'm looking and everything. I can't wait. But, I know what it takes, It's not up for debate. My faith is in God. And it showed. I said it before anything. Everybody was trying to pressure me, to vote and all this stuff. I didn't. I told y'all I'm me. I'm going to do me and what I'm going to do. Nobody can pressure me, push me, make me, psych me, and try to make me think of anything other than what it is. But every time they taunting y'all with, it's just like Goliath walking by, just instilling fear in them. They all shaking in their boots. All of them. It's one of him and all of them. All of them scared. They bigger than David and everything. Scared. Y'all supposed to be bigger than me in faith. Y'all supposed to be older than me. The elders. Y'all supposed to do all of this stuff and you scared. You are scared. Because you in your flesh. You keep trying to do things in your flesh and your ability of that's why you. Everybody asks me, but they hate when I give them the answer. how do you do all the things that you do? Like, you over here doing this and that. Are you still doing that and that? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing all of that. So how are you keeping all that up? And you do, and your mother, all that? Yep. But I don't do this on my own. When I'm weak, he is strong. Like, I keep moving on. Oh, I know God don't put more on me than I can bear, but you put more on you than you can bear. And he do put more on you than we physically can bear without him. Yes. I've learned that. So I can say that. I've discerned that. I'm like, how? I can't do it. And I can't do it. I can't do it by myself. I need his help. Y'all keep putting him on the shelf, but you need his help. You need guidance. You keep trying to fight things in the flesh, and you wonder why you always stressed. Y'all put more faith in a job than God. Y'all take anything the job tell y'all. I mean, they fail y'all and they tell y'all whatever. But, you know, y'all take whatever. Because y'all want to look. It's about a look. For the book. If you take a look in the Bible, the thing that's for survival, the basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's all you need to do. Is get the clue like, dang, what I'm doing in my own understanding is not working. I told you, once I realized that I'm not getting the results, I told you, stuff really has to make sense to me. If it's not literally giving me the results, that I'm not going to keep doing it. Like, and if I realize that I don't make sense, I'm not going to keep not making sense. It just don't make sense. Like, and I'm not going to repeat something that I realize is dumb. Like, that's a foolish person. And I'm about to be posting scriptures because God was like, Proverbs. That's all I kept seeing. Proverbs. So, Proverbs 12 and 18. Proverbs 10, 13. It was just Proverbs. Y'all need to read the whole thing, all of it. 1 Corinthians 3 and 18. I mean, I'm just trying to remember. It was a lot. God was like, foolish person, you know, just foolish. Stuck in their own mind all the time. Foolish. And God created every being on this earth. And people were like, oh my gosh, this is so foolish. She called me a fool. Read the Bible. Do you remember the thing that you say you read? Like, it's in there. He called you a fool. Because you don't do, if you don't do nothing he tell you to do, you looking like a fool. Just like they was doing. On the battlefield, equipped and everything. David come in, and you know, I understand what was happening. He was like, this is too heavy. And I have that a lot, because you know how little I am. And when people are like, oh, where is I have this for you, or whatever. It'll be too big or too heavy for me. I'm like, oh, I can't fit this. I got it. I can just go, you know, with the usual. Like, I don't need all this. Because I'm not trying to look apart. I'm not trying to look like something I'm not like. Don't think of yourself more than what you are. You won't go far. You see how far your decisions have gotten you. What we're not going to do again is say that the Almighty, this was it. No, this is your decision. And I wasn't even going to be talking about none of this because I don't even want to deal with these folks. Because he said don't even argue with fools and all of that. So I just really don't do all of that. But what I'm not going to do is allow people to talk about my father. And they don't bother to take accountability for their actions. Like, when you become an adult, I'm teaching these kids because they have no account. But I see where it's coming from. They looking at all these adults in here not taking accountability. Everywhere they go, I mean, on shows, nobody's taking accountability. They're blaming everybody else. Well, this is why I couldn't get dressed today because my mom wanted to wake me up this morning. I'm like, what? Turn that nonsense off. You feeding your brain with that bull crap for? They making no sense. So my mom woke me up earlier, so that's why I couldn't get dressed because I was tired. But she made me go to sleep earlier too. So I wasn't dressed in time because she woke me up early. None of it makes sense. So you just start sounding ignorant. Now you won't blame God for what you decided to do. Now you confused. How did this? This is in your ability. This is, you do things that you want to do in your ability, and all your life you're doing what your ability is. That's what it is. What your flesh will, do. Oh, I can do a lot of things, I can too. And then you get overly tired. Your body gets tired, sis. So, I mean, when your body is tired, then what? But they went to battle like, what the heck are all these people scared for? Like, what you scared for? Y'all over here scared. For what? But that shows, your actions show what you put your trust in, where your faith is in. All this exposes a lot. People be like, how do he do the open? This is how he do open exposure. This. And he just sit back. That's where your heart is. You so far apart from God. That's the reality of it. Everybody want to look over reality when it comes to it being on them. Oh no, I was talking about something. No, because you want to get it off of you. That's what you're doing. I'm not stupid. You're trying to get it off of you, so you want to focus on somebody else and not yourself. He said, take the plank out of your own eyes. You got this big old plank in your own eyes just blocking your sight. You trying to still look right and look at somebody else like, but you can't even take that big old plank out of your own eyes. Big old plank. I mean, and you looking at the speck in somebody else's eyes. You don't want to swallow your pride. You want to, oh yeah, because they should have, and da-da-da-da, and that, yeah, the reason why, because you didn't vote, and all that, well, whatever. Whatever sounds clever in your own understanding, that's where you're always landing. He tells you over and over again, lean not into your own understanding. Acknowledge him, not in some of your ways, not the ways that you want to acknowledge him. He said in all of your ways. And allow God, not your pride, to direct your path so that you can last. Otherwise, you put on blast. This is a blast. I mean, y'all blasting yourself. On Facebook, scared. Big dogs, scared. Y'all so big, scared. I got God with me. Like, I ain't scared of nobody. My father with me. And I've watched what he do. Like, that's why I pray for my enemies. I told you I didn't even understand. Because I was like, why would Jesus say, pray for them for Father, forgive them for they do not know what they're doing. I'm like, now I know he know that they knew what they were doing. They tried to, kill him because he was telling the truth. That's what it is. People don't want to hear the truth. That's what it is. a delusional reality. But that's what it was. He said forgive him because he know. I'm telling you, man, I've seen some stuff that my father do for me, to my enemies, and I'm just like, whoa. And when he say whoa to those that he exposed, oh my gosh. Like he said, woe to those who say good is evil and evil is good. Whoa, that means you're out of control. Like, whoa. You're out of control. Woe to those. Whoa. You say good is evil and evil is good. Whoa, what the heck? You reject, but you want him to protect? What? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I tell you, I don't care about no human being's opinion of Shanidra. I can care less. I'm not here for no looks and likes. I can care less. I don't want to be delusional. I'm just so thankful to be in my sound mind. Like, man, I would hate to be spiritually blind, because now I was spiritually blind, for a long time. It seemed like, dang, I wish I had this wisdom a long time ago. I wish people could just be straightforward a long time ago. Just say what it is. Quit trying to look like and beat around the bush and pretty it up and all this stuff. No, just say what it is. People want to do all this extra stuff, make it sound and be something. No, just what it is. Let's just talk about what it is. Like, but you don't know what it is because you fake, So I can't even, God was like, don't even be mad at that because they're not real. I'm like, oh. He said, so get out your feels because they're not real, like real, like in me. And I was like, oh, they can't even see me. They don't even believe in me. But you blame my father for everything. That's insane. You do the same thing. Every time it's time. He tell you, seek and you shall find. Try me, hey. But that's too much of right. Like I even say to my son. Oh, I forgot that's too much of right. I don't sugarcoat nothing. It's too much of right. I can't, why would I even expect that? Too much of right. It makes too much sense. This world is just so backwards. Like nothing, I just be looking like, what am I here for? Like, what? I mean, I know what I'm here for and what I have to do, but I'm just like, this world is delusional. Like, oh my gosh. And then people will, and this is what is, thank you, Lord. This is what it's getting to. And why God calls you a fool. God, read the Bible for survival. Proverbs. This is why he called you a fool. Because you choose. Now the truth and the proof, facts, reality, all of that stuff be in your face. But since it's not saying what you wanted to say and it don't make you look good, your actions don't make you look good, but you want to keep doing the action, you just want people to look over your action. No, let me get it right. You want people to look over your action, like you look over reality and over other people's actions when you stronghold on something. You want people to look over your action and just say that you're a good person, and you just, well, if you're a good person and you believe will be a good person, you can really be that. You really can, like in real life, in reality, you can. He gave everybody self-control. That's the fruit of the Spirit. Of His Spirit. Let me clear that up. Of His Spirit. That's the fruit of His Spirit. So you have self-control. People, oh, I have no control. Well, you letting the demons. They don't even have a vessel, but you're going to let them control your vessel. You're going to let them control your body. Right? Ain't nobody coming up in this house and controlling me. I told you I can't even have no laughing gas or nothing. When I have braces, I'm pulling it off because I'm starting to, I can't think now. Oh, heck no. Like, no, I like to think. Ain't nothing about to be controlling me. I'm not about to be over here sounding stupid, retarded, nothing. But y'all would say, oh, that is crazy. You can't even let them do what they need to do. They already know my gums. I'm not dumb. I don't have to go with the flow of this nonsense. I don't want it. I don't want nothing else controlling me. I like to think. I love to think. I wish a lot of people would like to think, because a lot of stuff. But people don't think nowadays. They do things their own way, but blame everybody else for what they decided to do. No accountability for their own actions. They get mad at people saying the truth and showing the proof. But this is what God said. He said, but you, oh my God, it makes no sense. You would try to make sense out of dumb stuff. Then when somebody question the dumb stuff, you hear how dumb it sounds. Oh, well, I wasn't saying it like that. I'm saying that's exactly what you said. You said this bullcrap. I'm just repeating the bullcrap that you just said. But you see how dumb it sounds. But you wanna keep trying to make it sound right. It's not gonna sound right. It's dumb, idiotic, retarded. But y'all will try to make something retarded, idiotic, dumb. Y'all would try to make that sound right instead of what is actually right. Because right convicts you. Right sets you free. The truth will set you free. But you don't want to change. You want to remain, you want to do the same thing. You want to be insane. The same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. That's the definition of insanity. That's not me, that is you. Like, I don't look over stuff. It's weird. And I'm dealing with adults, children, just delusional, just looking over reality. Just look over reality. No, because this is what I chose. I choose to regardless of, anything that I'm like evil for evil. Which one am I going to choose? Which evil I want to? No, I'm just choosing God then. I'm not about to look over some facts that I see over here and some facts I see over there. I'm not, no. Then I got to take accountability for why I chose to do that when I get caught up there. And God know make it make sense. We have to make sense. Like, this don't make no sense. Take accountability for your own actions. It's time to grow up. I tell my children this out, grow up. Oh, I'm a teenager. Act like it. The heck? Just because you older don't mean that you wiser. That you more mature. You just getting older, and I be showing him when he want to point out adults and stuff. I'm like, look how old they are, still acting like they too. They ain't got the clue. And they 50, 60, 70 years old. Still don't know. I said, so age means absolutely nothing. You can be delusional at 100. Like you said, you should be off of milk by now. You should be eating meat, but no, you want things on repeat. You want people to keep repeating stuff, and you still don't get it. Because you start tuning the truth out. When the truth start getting spoken, when people start speaking the truth, oh my gosh, they show you the proof, all of this stuff. You ain't got to look over this. Look, read it for yourself. I tell everybody, read it for yourself. Read the Bible. Read it for yourself. Try God. He tell you to try him, try him. You ain't got to deny him. You over here scared. Like, what? As big as you are, you scared. Because again, you're only doing things in your own strength. And your own strength gets you nothing. Only for what you can do. Your ability, and it's limited. I had fights. I've been small all my life, but never lost a fight. And everybody has been bigger than me. And this was when I was doing fights physically. Now spiritually, this a done deal. Because all I got to do is get out my feels and let God deal. That's it. But it was like this other strength would come over me. Like I'm telling you, people know. Because you know when you start changing and stuff and you don't, handle things the way you used to handle things, people are like, I remember when you used to, I don't even have to knock people out with my hands anymore. Because I have God. Like, I'm just like, oh God, you got this. Handle my light work. Handle this. This is nothing to God. Like, he just can handle it real quick. He'll get your attention real quick. And he be showing me how he handling my enemies. And I just be like, just like he did when he delivered them out of Egypt. He showed them. Like, they got all this equipment. They got the chariots and everything trying to chase you. And they think that they can replace you and erase you. But they can't. It don't matter what they think. They can't. Period. God said what they not going to do. If they ain't got the clue now, oh well. Oh well. But what you scared of? This just exposes where your trust is. You don't have no trust in God. You're over here putting your trust in men. Don't understand. Men that don't make sense. Men and women. Neither one of them make sense. I don't just go with the flow of everybody else and what everybody else is doing, so I don't look like I'm not. I don't care. I'm not scared. I'm talking to the one up there. He sees all things. He knows all things. He's going to handle things. He's the ruler of all rulers. Like, he's over all of this. So I'm not talking to nobody else but my Father, the one that's in control of everything. The devil can't even do nothing without God's permission. So, I mean, like, who you think I'm going to go to? But y'all refuse to go to him. Y'all don't want to go to him. Oh my gosh. What you scared for? You scared he going to take care of you? You scared he going to love on you? You scared? I mean, what? He already seen everything. Like, regardless if you want to think in your mind that he doesn't see anything or whatever you want to do, he has the clue. He already see you. He knows everything that you do. And he's trying to use you. He's trying to make you change, but you want to remain the same, which is insane. Do the same thing over and over and over and over again. Blaming everybody for you. I know people that been locked up all my life. Still blaming others. Haven't discovered that it's them, but they're blaming everybody else. Oh yeah, and ain't nobody helping me and ain't nobody there. Now, like I said, there's situations that we see, especially with us, that we really didn't do nothing. But when you really did something and you know you did something, you end up where you ended up. It's not nobody else's fault that you got caught, period. It's time to take accountability for your own actions. Nobody's wanting to take accountability for their actions. You can blame me all day. I can care less. My son tried to blame his teacher. Well, how you gonna blame him and you could just open the Bible? But you need You knew the verses and the chapters. Like, this, just get your Bible. Even if you didn't have your review sheet, just get your Bible. It's on the Bible. It's on the Bible. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. But again, blame everybody but yourself. Like I said, if I'm the problem, that's the best problem. Because I'm like, oh, it's me? Oh, okay. But when it's somebody else that's the problem, I'm like, oh my gosh. Are they going to get it? Are we going to have to keep going over this? Are they going to be in denial? Are they going to look over all the facts and all this? It's just whack. Most of the time, I already know what I did. Because I know what is right and wrong in God's eyes. Now, I don't care about, people that get offended over a reality check. I'm going to give you a reality check all the time. God is giving you a reality check. On today, he's just watching all these posts. And y'all going to have to take account. Whether you want to or not, you're going to have to take an account for why you were scared. Why are you posting all that stuff and you say that you obey the Almighty? Why are you scared? Why are you over here fearful? Do you really know who your Father is? Like, why are you scared? Like, but y'all ain't been through nothing. Like, most of the people, since y'all been on the straight and narrow road, that's why I make sure I keep my job. I make sure I did. I mean, that. People pleasing. I'm not a people pleaser, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to please God. I don't care less about anybody else. Y'all want to be on a straight and narrow road and go nowhere. Y'all settle for less. That's all you're going to have. I'm over here trying to get up so I can help others. That's it. But I know with what God is about to do with me, little bitty old me, is about to free a lot of people. I'm not about to do this systematic stuff. Honey, people be looking at me funny because I don't do none of this stuff. I don't talk like them. I don't walk like them. None of this stuff that I'm not doing this generic stuff. You see that the credit stuff don't make any sense, but you still want to go by the credit. And then saying that you, like, God is just exposing a lot of stuff. None of this stuff makes sense. But y'all will make it make sense. Y'all will just repeat what y'all were told. Even if it don't make sense, y'all will make it make sense because they told you that it makes sense. They said it makes sense, so it makes sense. Another human being in their own understanding. Woo! Jesus. You don't want to listen to nothing higher than yourself, higher than somebody else. Like, I just listen to the Most High. Like, that's true knowledge. Like, everything is on the job training. I've said this over and over. Well, obviously you ain't doing it right if you're going through some stuff. People go through stuff and you going the straight and narrow way. How you been in the same place for 50,000 years and this is as far as you gotten? Make it make sense. But you can't say that stuff because it's gonna offend people. But they can say whatever they want to say to you. No, what? But this is where you're at the 50,000 years. This is what you have accomplished by going the straight and narrow way. Interesting. That's not where I want to be. I'm sorry. So I'd rather go through what God has me to go through, grow through. Because I want to grow. I don't want to be stagnant and be just stuck on what I know now and today. I want to change every day. Every day. All day. And I be changing all day. I be like, oh, I could change that. Like, I don't want to be the same. Like, I don't I won't change. The more I see things, I'm just like, I won't change. I don't want to be that when I grow up. I don't want to just settle for this. I don't want to only just think of myself. I don't want to just get stuff from me and mine. I want to help people. I want to actually help. I don't want to just make it sound like I'm helping. I want to really, truly just help people by being led by the Spirit. Well, I couldn't because, they don't allow you got to report stuff. I got to report to who? See, y'all report to the government, but you won't report to God. Like, make it make sense. Y'all doing stuff outside of God. Well, I had to. You didn't have to. You can do what's morally right. You can do what God would have you to do. You can do that. Oh, you scared because you got to look like something that you're not like. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And since I got to be on here live early in the morning, make it make sense. Clearly, Shanidra would rather not. If I did what I wanted to do, I would not be on here at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's 6 something now. So it's amazing how when I'm doing the works of God, yesterday they couldn't even be ready, dressed, nothing. But now they want to rush me out from talking about what God has me to talk about. But they're going to learn today. My kids going to learn today. What we not going to do is confuse the two. Get out. Real quick. Couldn't have nothing ready yesterday. Oh my goodness. I'm like, hurry up. It's getting late. It's this time. It's this time. It's this time. Oh, they barely moving and they can't do nothing. And when I start doing things for God, then they want to rush me. No. Well, we not going to do. You out of control. Period. Go. Because I'm going to stay in the flow of God. Until God decides. Like I was saying, I did not want to be on here at no 5. I kept typing everything that God was downloading, and I was just, okay. Oh, yeah, God, okay. And he's like, okay, you can keep trying to type all you want, but I'm going to keep downloading. You're not going to sleep. I'm like, oh, okay, well, now that you told me that, let me just go on live and just let you just pour all this stuff out. I mean, he was just pew, 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 pew. I woke up and looked at the time, like, oh, I'm about to go back to sleep. Like, what in the world? And then God was just like downloading. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this down so later on I'm gonna tell them what God is saying and all this stuff. And he's like, are you playing with me? You better get on live now. At the sound of my voice, you have the choice to get on live. You don't get on live right now, honey. I don't even take it funny. I'm just like, okay, Lord, thank you for waking me up. I appreciate it. I try not to complain about a thing because I'm just grateful and thankful at the same time. So, we have to get ourselves under some control, self-control. We have to take accountability because when we go up there, we're going to have to take account for what we put on our Facebook account. Just like we would tell our kids, what was you scared for? I'm right here. Yeah, but I thought that they was... What? You more scared of them or me? Like, what? You gonna let them get you in trouble? That's what God is saying. Now you're gonna have to pay double because you let them get you in trouble. And that's what God is saying to y'all. To all of us. including Shanidra. You see how he was like, this is like the mirror. This is how he corrects immediately. Immediately. When I did this, he's like, mirror, Shanidra. He's talking all day, every day. Simple. Y'all seen it in action. I get checked just like that, and I'm just like, I'm getting it. I'm trying to get it quicker, like revelation now. We have a choice, but we're going to have to take account for all of our actions. That's why I repent for the things I've said and done knowingly and unknowingly. In Jesus' name, I'm saying it right now. It's just that simple. But I'm not going to keep doing what I just repented for. I told y'all, when you repent and you telling the Lord that you're not going to do this, that's why you need to turn from your wicked ways first. Try to stop doing it for 90 days. And then, repent of that, because, honey, you don't want to play with the Lord. Just like our kids insulting us. As soon as they tell us, I won't eat up your stuff no more. And then the moment we go use the bathroom or wash up or anything, our stuff get ate up again. And we like, what the heck? You did all that? Oh, please, no. Now you really in trouble. You gonna lie to my face? You gonna play with me like you really got it? That's what God is saying. Like you play with me. So don't play with him. Don't play with him. Don't play with him. Don't play with God. He said, do not provoke his wrath. I don't know what y'all thinking, but I think it's the same thing that I tell my kids. So I guess they used to me, we have our laughs and we can, have fun. I'm not a serious person all the time. So we be, having a good time most of the time. But when I'm serious, they just be looking like, what is this? Like, oh my gosh, Mama, you just seeming like you being mean now. I'm not seeming like I'm being mean. I'm checking you right now. Because what you not going to do is forget who you talking to. That's what we not going to do. So, God said what you not going to do is keep blaming him for them. I say this every time. You so worried about looking like something for them. I don't care. I'm not scared of no human being on this thing on earth. None of them. I've been small. Everybody been bigger than me. So what, I'm going to be scared of everybody on this earth? No. You don't know who with me. Like, everywhere I go. Thank you, Lord. Like, I'm just so thankful to have him. I don't want to be retarded. I'm going to have to check a child right now. Turn the oven off. Trying me. That's what God is saying. Keep trying me. I'm going to make a believer out of you. That's what God is saying. I'm going to make a believer out of you. You want to try me? He said, I'm going to make a believer out of you. You ain't even got to choose no more. I'm going to make a believer out of you. Look at what you chose to do. Look where it got you. Look where it got you. Woo. Nowhere. Now you scared. Now you scared. As big as you are, you scared. We gotta stay prayed up. We are in a spiritual warfare. Like, I'm in warfare all day, every day. He'll try to come against your character. He'll try to come against all this stuff. And God be showing you before you even have to. So you'll know what to pray about. When he show you that stuff, just pray. Even though you don't be wanting to pray because you be mad. But he said you can be angry but sin not. So in order to not sin and to stay right with them, my friend, you better begin to pray. When they tried to lie on Daniel, he continued to pray 3 times a day. He already knew. He like, oh, okay, they can't do nothing to me. As long as I continue to keep my eyes on God, and long as I obey, as long as I do what he say and follow his commands and all this stuff, he got my back. And they're like, oh, no, you don't have to do all that for him to love you. Oh, he loves you, but we love our children, and they're going to be disciplined if they're disobedient. Well, I don't know about all parents, but most, real parents will discipline their child like God told them to do. Again, that's another thing that God told us to do. So, if you choose to not do that, then you're choosing not to do another thing that God told you to do. Whether you want to get the clue or not. But that's what it is. Y'all so worried about people and looking like something for people and people and people. And, because I don't want people thinking I'm crazy. I don't care. My own mama thought I was crazy. Because I never did what they tell me to do. Why can't you just listen to the teachers and just... Because that don't make sense. Like, why can't you explain yourself? I'm asking a question. Like, but since you want me to get out of here because I asked you a question. Like, make it make sense. I stopped even considering what the world has to say in their ways a long time ago. When I would get my test back, because I told myself I was a bad test taker. But I would get my test back, and then she would go over the test. My teacher would go over the test. My answer was right. So, of course, I'm raising my hand. Hey, I got it right. Well, you didn't do it the way I taught you to do it. I didn't understand it that way, but I got the same answer. I showed you how I got it. Like, what? But this is how the world is. If you don't do it their way, they're going to say it's wrong. So I've been wrong all my life. Because I don't do it the way. I can't follow. That's another thing. Because I was like, dang, is there something wrong with me? Like, I have to just look at, since I'm a visual person, I can just look at the picture of things and put it together. But reading the way other people's logic is on the instructions confuses me. So it's like, I would just look at the picture and then I'll put it together. I can just look at somebody's brain and I can just learn how to brain. I have to look at it and then I can do it. I can apply it. Same thing when God is downloading something. He gives me this vision. I can see it and then I'm going to it. I believe it. Like, boom, I'm doing it. This is just how he created me. So I noticed that kids have different ways of thinking. They have different ways of learning. All of this stuff. But their way, they still trying to, let's put them in another box. So it's not just this one box. So we're going to say there's 5 boxes. And no, because I'm completely outside of a box. You can't even put me in a box. So are you a photographer? Are you, what all that you teach, you preach, you this, you that, you got a magazine, you this, I'm like, So what is your title? Well, since I'm not in a box, I can't even just give you one title. I can just tell you what I am for what you need at that moment, but I don't have one title. You're not going to put me in a box. So do you do portrait photography or not? I do event photography. I do, regular photography, I'm not in a box. I've got paid for all of these things from real names. So when a little name try to say something like, oh, well, that price is too high for, and who you know, I'm known by God. You know that? Do you know how big I am in God? Do you know that? I don't think you do. You ain't got the slightest clue. You don't have the slightest clue. But we need to put our trust in God. Quit worrying about how people gonna look and all this stuff. I just watch people just change themselves, not for the better. They losing themselves. Well, such and such told me all I had to do was start doing this, and I'll be able to do that in 4 years, and I can become. And this is like doing God's work too, and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, He's supposed to equip you to do this stuff, but okay, if you want them to, okay, but they've been equipping y'all all this time, and y'all still scared. Y'all got all this equipment. Just like David Brothers, all this equipment. Now you looking at me like, why is she on here trying to talk this stuff? I ain't even coming over here. I came over here to do what my father told me to do. That's it. But your insecurity is, thinking it's something else other than what it is. I mean, God has me here for a purpose, of course, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just doing what my father's business. Didn't you know about my father's business? You heard what Jesus said to his mother. And she had to discover. Because that's what we have to follow. You see, everybody that God chose consulted with God. David consulted with God. Psalms, it's all David. The Psalms of David. He talking to God. Yahweh talking to God. Moses talking to God. Daniel talking to God. Everybody talking to God. And then they went in these battles. Joseph talked to God. He saw visions. God was talking to him. All these people talked to God, and God was with them. We ain't going into these battles on our own. We ain't done. David knew he couldn't beat Goliath just on his own strength. That's common sense. I'm not over here thinking that Shanidra is just this big, little bitty giant. No. I know what it is. I know how little I am. But I've been found, and I know who is around. I know who's with me, So I know that people think that they can be going against me. But, when you go against me, you go against him. So, I don't have to worry about nothing because my father walking with me. And them demons can see him. You can't see him. But them demons can see my father with me. Oh, I'll be provoking demons everywhere I go. Oh my gosh, I just be watching people and you see their face just turns like just distorted looking. And I'm just like, wow. But it's just so weird because I'm just be looking like, Lord, you just be exposing a lot. I be seeing a lot. But they can't even be around and just saying slick stuff, trying to, make you feel like you don't know stuff or whatever. I'm just like, this slow stuff. I know stuff, so I'm not with the slow stuff. Like I know real stuff. So there's nothing that nobody can say that's just going to make me be like, oh my God. Because I'm not worried about a human being's opinion. Yahweh mother didn't even know how it was going to go. That's why he had to tell her, didn't you know about my father's business? He said that at 12. Didn't you know? Now, she knew he was the Messiah. She knew all of this, but we don't know how everything's going to unfold. But we have to stay 10 toes down for God, what he decides for our life. He said, allow him, not them, to direct our path. Period. We have to be about our Father's business. If you please them, you're not pleasing him. You either love one or hate the other. All this is in the Bible. People be getting so offended off of reality. Checkmates. Dropping mics. You know, just like, it's just a reality check. That's it. Take accountability for your own actions. Look where your actions got you. I told y'all I didn't even vote. Everybody that know me, I don't barely ever. I've been on this real journey with God. I have not. Because I have to look at everything. Like, God has me to look at everything. Like, I have to actually go beyond the cover. I told you beyond the cover came because I just, with men and friends and everything else, I go by the cover. And he's like, I need you to go a little bit beyond that cover. You ain't discovering nobody. You just, oh yeah. So when I have to go beyond the cover and I discover all this stuff, I'm like, no. This is wrong and this is wrong. No. I'm not about to choose from wrong and wrong, no. So I'm just going to choose what is right, God. I choose God. You can't make me just want to do anything else. It's never been able to happen in my life unless I want to do it. If I want to do it, I'll do it. But nobody has ever been able to make me do it. I told you I was a virgin in high school. They call me all types of names. All types of names. They didn't bring no shame to my name because I'm watching them get used and abused and misused. I'm like, and I'm supposed to, you think I want to be misused and abused? No. So we got to get this stuff under control. We're going to have to start taking accountability for our own actions. This what you chose. And God exposed what you chose. Why are you scared? What you scared for? You over here getting mad at David for what? And he the only one that beat Goliath because he the only one that had faith in God. He didn't depend on equipment and what the world had gave him and all this stuff. Because he know who made him. Who raised him. Goliath trying to talk down to him and all. I ain't worried about you. I don't care how big you think you are. You can be you always, people, like I said, all my life, people have been bigger than me. That's not going to, I guess that's why I am the way I am, because it's like, what am I scared for? But I guess bigger people, if somebody's bigger than them, they're like, oh my gosh, this person is bigger than I am. Whether physically or, what do y'all go by? Status wise, if they have more years in college and of weird stuff, it has nothing to do with God, and your calling, you're not fulfilled. None of this is real, but you can't even beat Goliath. A whole army couldn't even beat Goliath. Y'all over here scared. I'm watching all these statuses scared off of false evidence appearing to be real. Scared. Y'all scared to say stuff. Y'all scared of this and scared of that. I want people to like me. I don't care. I'm scared to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. I'm scared of that reality of God never knowing me. I'm scared of that reality. I never knew you to depart from me. Oh, no. And now that I know that I'm going to have to take accountability for I'm going to have to answer and give an account. Again, accountability, I'm going to have to give an account to why I decided to do this and do that. And then y'all gonna say, because I didn't want people, not God. Y'all ain't worried about how God is gonna see y'all. Like I tell my kids, you more worried about how these fake friends that's not your friend see you than you being in trouble at home and how I see you. Because they gonna say that. But what you not worried about what I'm gonna say? About you disobeying me? That's what God is saying. You worried about them, but you don't care what I'm gonna say at the end of the day. Why didn't you choose me? Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and you don't do what I say? He exposing. Y'all talking about, how do he do open exposure? This. Y'all openly exposing yourself. Examine your heart because you're so far apart from God. When I realized how far apart I was from God, the sin, I closed those doors. So he can pour all of his spirit in. I was scared. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't want to be disobedient to my father like that. Like, no, not just because of everything he does for me, just because of the love I have for him. Like, he's everything to me. Like, he gives me peace. He loves me unconditionally. Like, in spite of my flaws, he doesn't. It's just wonderful. And then y'all choose to disrespect him for them. People that don't care about you, that exposes everything you do, that, points out, the first wrong thing that you do. But y'all trying to prove to them instead of him. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I talk like this to my own children whom I love. Because you have to make it make sense. So if I'm talking like this, that means I love you. Because I don't want you to keep choosing the opposite of God. I'm going to put it out there plain as day. The way I would want somebody to do it to me. You don't have to do all this elaborate extra stuff. Just tell me straight up. I tell people all straight up. Straightforward. Like, we don't have to do this around the world, around the bush, around the corner, all of this stuff. Straight up. I'm not one that's going to be like, hey, God, you just... I don't have time for that victimized stuff. So, I need you to just straightforward tell me. And I understand why most people are scared to say something to another adult, because adults are so sensitive and offended off of everything that is true. But I'm not that. Because you typically have to just go around the bush. But when God got on me, he said, I didn't say just because they offended to stop saying the truth. I'm like, well, Lord, I don't be wanting to. Cause they be acting like I'm wrong or whatever, and I don't have time. It was like, long as you're not wrong in my eyes, you supposed to tell the truth. Period. That's what we're supposed to do. That's my hand. You supposed to tell the truth. The truth will set them free. Us not telling people the truth has gotten them nowhere. And if we truly love people, you would tell them the truth. I don't want nobody to die. If I don't want them to this, I'm not going to tell them to keep doing that. Just like I do with my kids. Because I don't want them to be hurt. So I'm like, oh no, I'm pulling them from the dirt, I'm making sure, I don't care if they mad at me or not. Get out that street. Why? And then the car go flying by. I'm like, but I wouldn't be like, oh, well, I don't want him to be mad at me, so I'm not going to tell him to get off the street. No, because then I won't have my, no. That's out of control. I'm going to tell him the truth. I'm going to tell him what not to do. I don't want you to go over there. I don't have to answer every little detail. And God's saying, I don't have to, no, you don't question me. I'm trying to set you free. I just want you to trust and believe that I'm all that you need. God, not me. So, that's all I have to tell you guys on today. Again, we must pray and obey the Almighty. We must do it Yahweh so we don't have to hit the highway. I hope you guys have an amazing and blessed day. If I have to say something else, I'll be back on here. I'm sure I'm going to have to put this on YouTube as well. So,